Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So here we share beginner-friendly coding tutorials on Scratch, Roblox, Minecraft, web programming, and many more. And today what we're going to be doing is a fun Roblox game called Reach for the Stars. So in this project, you have to touch a star, circle object right there by passing through some obstacles. You have to reach the star by jumping onto these platforms, these really thin platforms right here in the game scene. And some of these obstacles are also traps where you will fall when you touch them. And when the player touches it, the star would blink in random colors. So the first part of the tutorial will be game scene design, in which I will teach you how to create the game environment using Roblox Studio. And in the second part, I will be teaching you how to code the project in Lua. So let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and create our game scene. Open up our baseplate project in Roblox Studio. And the first thing we need to do is to change the lighting in the game scene. So we want to go ahead to View and then Explore. And then we're going to find right here lighting, which is used to make the environment look darker or brighter. So to change it, we want to go ahead to Properties as well. And we want to go ahead to Time of Day. Right now it says 8 o'clock, it means 8 a.m. in the morning. This makes the environment brighter. And since it runs on a 24-hour system, for us to display time after 12 noon, we need to go ahead and add 12 into the time. So for example, for 10 p.m., it should be written as 22, so 12 plus 10. So we will go ahead and enter 22 in time of day. Okay, so as you can see, it gives a nighttime environment. Next, I'm going to go ahead and create the plate where the stars would appear. So let me close my Explorer and Properties. So to do that, we want to go back to Home, click Part, and insert a block. All right, so we can also change the material to any material or color we like, and we can do that right here in Edit. So material, these are your options, and color here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make material concrete and color to white. And then we also want to change the size of our block. So we're going to do that in Properties and scroll down to Size. And we want it to change it to 32 by 1 by 32 and then enter. All right, so you can see that it is much bigger than before. We also want to make sure that we anchor it. So we go back to Home and click Anchor, and then we want to place it at a corner of the base plate. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right there. Okay. Now, one more thing that we need to do is we also need to rename the part. So we'll click on it and we're going to go to our Explorer. So you can see it's called Part. Click on it and then rename it to 1. Okay, so we also want to duplicate this plate to create a platform with 9 plates in total. So we can duplicate. That's 2, 3. Now my sit from 7th, 8, and then 9. Okay, now we need to make sure they don't all say 1, so we can go ahead and rename it. So this can be right click, rename 2, rename this to 3, rename this to 4, and then 5, all the way to 9. All right, so now we have 9 plates in total, right? So we want to make sure that all of them are anchored and renamed in order. Okay, and we need to make sure that they're spread out on the base plate and there's no specific spacing between them. So you can decide how far apart you want them to be. I'm actually going to go ahead and spread them out even more. So a little bit space. Okay, it does not have to be perfect. All right. Now next, I'm going to make the bridges that are going to connect the plate so that the player can move from one plate to another. So we're going to go back to Part and we're going to choose Block. right? So we can start from one block and extend it to the second block, right? So we are going to go ahead to make the width of the bridge. So let's make it a little bit longer. Okay, and let's go ahead and to properties and put in the size. So I'm going to click on my part right here, and in size, I will put in, let's say, 3 to make it a little bit bigger, or 5. Okay. So as you can see, it got a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, we want to duplicate this bridge to create 2 more and connect the other 2 rows. So we can duplicate it, move it right here, make it a little longer. Okay. Put the same thing here. Similarly, I'm going to create 3 more bridges that are perpendicular to the 3 bridges we have right now so that the player can easily move along to another plate. So I'm going to click on one of the existing ones and go back to home and rotate it. Okay, and I'm also going to stretch it. Okay, so this is the very first one. I'll duplicate. Okay, and I have one right here, one right here, and one right here. Okay, so now that I've added the 3 more bridges, I'm going to go ahead and add in a star. So we're going to go back to part, click on sphere. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is actually go to properties and change the size. So I'm going to change the size to 12 by 12 by 12. Sorry, 20 by 20 by 20. Okay, and since I want the star to be really bright, I want to go ahead and make the material neon. And I will keep the color red, but you can choose any color to your liking. And I will also make sure to anchor it and put it on one of the plates that are in the corner. Okay, and then go back to our Explorer and also rename this part to star. Okay, so the reason we're anchoring it is because we don't want the players to accidentally push it off of one of the plates if they touch it. Now, in the Explorer, again, we're going to go back and right-click and group the star part into a model, and this will be helpful for when we code to make the star move to random positions. And then next, I'm going to add in a spawn location. So go back to home, go to our toolbox, and add in a spawn. Oh, I already have it right here. Okay. So we want to put it near plate number 1. So that, for me, it's right here, plate number 1. Also make sure to anchor it. Okay, make sure that everything's anchored. So I have to go ahead and anchor this. Anchor, and anchor. Make sure everything you have is anchored. It's very important because later on we are going to delete the base plate. All right. Now we're going to add 4 bombs that will be some obstacles in the game. And these bombs will explode when the player touches them. So we want to go to part, add in a block. And first of all, we want to change the size. So we want to go back to view, properties, and for the size, it will be 12 by 12 by 12. And material should be plastic, and the color, it can be anything that you like. Material, plastic. For me, I'll just keep it at red. Okay, so I'm going to place it on any one of the plates. I'm going to actually place it here and also make sure that I anchor it. And the next thing is duplicating it. So I want to duplicate 3 more. I'll have one here. Okay, and then one, let's say here. Okay, and make sure that I rename them to bomb. So I'll go back to my Explorer. Right here, I have part, rename it to bomb. Okay, I need to duplicate one more to make 4. So let me duplicate this one and place it here. And it will already be called bomb. Now, finally, I'm going to go ahead and delete the base plate to make the game more exciting and challenging so that if the player falls off the bridge or from the base, from the one of the plates, the player will die. So we just need to go to our Explorer, find our base plate right here, then click delete, and there you have it. So, all right, we have completed our game scene. You can test the game right here to see if you can move along the bridge freely. So that's all for today. In the next tutorial, we'll learn how to code the game in Lua, where we'll make the star change colors when the player touches it and make some obstacles like trap plates and also bombs. Now, make sure to subscribe to our channel to check out the next section of this project, and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Bye.